Let me show you what I mean. Let's scroll back on this Bitcoin dominance chart and talk about a little pattern I uncovered during my morning coffee routine. In 2017, right before the first epic alt season, Bitcoin dominance crashed down to 61%. Then, boom, it got rejected hard on its first attempt for that cycle. But not for long. Now, let's look at July 26th, 2020, and remember that date because it's important. Bitcoin dominance crashed towards 60%. But when it hit it, boom, it reversed hard. And again, it's the first attempt to get below 60% before that cycle failed. I actually remember this time. I was freaking out over this one. But this one didn't last long either. Now, look at 2025. This is the same pattern, guys. Crashed down to 60%, followed by a rejection on the first attempt for this cycle. You know how I said, remember the date? July 26th, 2020. Well, this rejection happened on July 22nd, 2025. Coincidence? Maybe. But you know how they say history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes? Well, this is a strong-ass rhyme. Look, guys, breaking below 60% is the final boss battle before alt season. It's normal for the market to hesitate here. It's healthy. The good news? We got closer than we have ever been this cycle, and this is a very strong signal for me that things are progressing as usual. So I'm just going to go chill, follow my plan, hold large caps, and wait for that 60% wall to crumble. But Bitcoin dominance falling isn't enough on its own. There's another signal I'm watching. For that rotation to start, ETH has to dominate, because ETH needs to get so big that people start taking profit and putting it into alts. That's why at Lab of Crypto, we use a special chart, one that most people have never even seen. Total 3 ES ETH. But actually the team and I call it the altcoin Fed, because when it bottoms, altcoin printer goes brr. And when it comes to understanding this rotational signal, no one breaks it down better than my mentor, Nick. So I'll let him take it from here.
All right, here's why I'm not worried about this pullback, legends, because right now the market is doing exactly what I want it to. This chart you're looking at is simple. It compares the total market cap of altcoins versus Ethereum. It shows us how strong Ethereum is compared to everything else below it. Why does that matter? Because capital rotates down the chain, BTC to ETH to majors to mid caps to small caps. You know, the path to alt season. If ETH isn't strong, there's nothing to rotate from. That's where the whole process stalls. So for us to get a real alt season, we need this chart to crash, because this shows us that ETH has become much stronger than the rest of the altcoin market, that it has sucked up all the liquidity. And that's exactly what's happening right now. When this chart gets to the bottom of this range, something big happens. It means ETH's market cap is so massive, so heavy that profit taking starts. Smart money can't just sit in ETH forever. They take those massive gains. And where does that capital flow to? It flows straight into altcoins. That's the trigger. That's what kicks off the face melting part of the cycle. And it looks like we might be heading there right now. Back to LOC.
And that's why we're still in ETH and chill mode. No rush, no panic. We're watching the structure build. We're waiting for the trigger. So let's talk game plan. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is sitting around 60 to 61%. We just got rejected from that key 60% level. This is normal. Based on the historical patterns, I expect us to retest that 60% level again within weeks. When we break below 60% and hold below it, that is my signal to start slowly rotating into my highest conviction large caps. Until then, ETH and chill. The bulk of my portfolio stays in Bitcoin and ETH until we get that confirmation. If ETH breaks its all-time high, if Bitcoin dominance drops below 60%, and if Nick's total 3 ES ETH chart starts to bottom out and stall, that is when things get interesting. That is when we can start talking about real alt season. But we're not there yet. And if none of those triggers hit by the end of the month, the plan for me is even simpler. I do nothing. I continue to wait patiently in strength. I don't force a trade that isn't there. The setup is forming, but timing is everything. Because guys, this isn't the end. This is just another fake out designed to shake you out before the real move begins. Smart money waits for structure. Retail panics on red candles. So stick to your strategy. Don't panic and don't rotate blind. But remember guys, this is not financial advice and you shouldn't blindly copy anyone's blueprint or strategy. Do your own research and find what works for you. If you're not sure what a full alt season strategy looks like from entry to exit, then you need to watch this video right here. I lay out my entire blueprint. Other than that, love you all. Remember, trade smart, don't be a dumbass, and I'll see you in the next one.